All Arkansas, all sports. It's more sports.
All right, what's up, everybody? I'm Wes Moore. Glad you're with us. Well, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Arkansas's basketball team beat Cincinnati in the first exhibition game of the season. 89-61 is your final score. No, I did not lose my voice yelling at the TV screen, yelling at the Razorbacks for some of the plays. Spent all day at the Simmons Bank Championship. Cold weather, I think, got me, but we're going to gut through this and talk a little bit about the game because, got to admit, that was impressive. I thought Arkansas looked really good. I like their defense. You know, offensively, they got some guys that can score. They got a lot of athleticism. They have a lot of team speed. It's the type of team you like. They can shoot the ball well from the three-point line. Shot it better tonight. They get to the basket. How many dunks? How many dunks did we see tonight? And that's the athleticism. Billy Richmond just flying through the air. And I love the one play. And it was in the second half. Game's out of hand. Game's over. Richmond already has 3, 4 big-time dunks, and he catches it out on the right wing. He could have driven that in and dunked it again. Instead, he lobs it up to Carter Knox, and Knox gets the dunk. The unselfishness, them sharing the ball right there. I love to see that from Billy Richmond. You got some of the totals going across the bottom of the screen in the ticker. Acuff, 17 points. Let me start with him. What impressive freshman. Doesn't look like a freshman. Anybody missing Boogie Flan? Anyone thinking, well, Arkansas should have tried to keep Boogie Flan instead of letting him go to Florida? Look, I'm not going to dog Boogie Flan, but that's why there was a mutual parting because Coach Calipari knew what he had in Darius Acuff. Doesn't look like a freshman. Not always looking for a shot, looking to run the offense. Look, he'll take his shot when it is there. When they need somebody to get to the basket or get a basket, Acuff can do that. I like his game a lot. And I like how he gets after it on the defensive end. I started out by saying that's what impressed me the most about this team was the way they played defense and held Cincinnati to 61 points. Heck, they were in the 50s until trash time. And this was a team that went to Michigan and scored how many points? And Arkansas locks them down. That was the defensive intensity. The way they talk, they space, they help on defense, and then their athleticism and their length. Their length makes it tough on a lot of teams. Arkansas just speeds teams up, and they get out of whack. And you saw that with Cincinnati several times tonight. They just made some poor decisions, poor passes. But Acuff running the point or DJ Wagner running the point, they have 2 good guards that can handle the ball. And pretty much take care of it. I know they got a little sloppy in the second half. First half, they had 4 turnovers. Arkansas had 4 turnovers to Cincinnati's 7. Arkansas shot 53% from the field in the first half. Second half, even just as good. I hadn't looked it up, and we can look at those final numbers here in just a few seconds. But I wanted to talk about some of the notes that I wrote down. Your starting lineup, I thought it was interesting, too. You know it's an exhibition game. But Coach Cal starts with DJ Wagner, Darius Acuff at the 2 guards, Carter Knox at the forward position, Trevin Brazile at the 4, and Nick Pringle at the 5. Second half went with a totally different lineup and just trying some different things, which that's what this exhibition game is for, to try a couple of different things. But Carter Knox thought he looks improved, smooth. His shot is nuts. We saw a good shot out of Carter Knox last year, but it even looks smoother to me this year. Pringle. Oh, how about the spin move in the post? That's something that they can work on right there. He got it down low, quick little spin move, gets to the basket, converts. Still got to, and that was the Coach Cal at the SEC Media Day said you got to have an inside post presence. If you don't, your team is a fraud. They didn't get a lot out of the post tonight. Just true old school post moves is what I'm talking about. It's you've gone 3-4 games or 3 or 4 possessions. You haven't scored. The other team's making a run. Throw the ball inside. You need one of those kind of guys that can get you 2 or get to the free throw line. That's something they still have to develop. I like Malik Ewan. We saw it on the alley-oop dunk for him. He's going to get a lot of points around the basket. He's going to make a living from down there. DJ Wagner, Oh, the defense. The defense from DJ Wagner that forced the turnover, and Arkansas goes down the other way. Cincinnati, I wrote it down 3 times that they had to take a timeout. That Arkansas just was on a run and forced them to take a timeout in an exhibition game to try to talk to his team. That's how this team is. I mean, they just go in spurts, and you look up, and it's an 8-0, 10-0 run. One time, Arkansas made 9 out of 10. In fact, it was Carter Knox hit the 3 in the second half, and Arkansas had scored 9 of its last 10 shots and put together. And at that time, they were leading 71-38. Okay, second half, 71-38, up by 33. A couple other things that I wrote down that I wanted to talk about. And it was another time the defense led to Billy Richmond getting it and hammering it down. That was in the first half. Right after that, Cincinnati calls the timeout. Malik Thomas, I wrote down, steal, layup. I mean, how many times did we see tonight defense leading to offense for Arkansas? And that's what I'm going to take away from this. I'm not going to get overexcited. It's an exhibition game. I'm not saying they're going to the Final Four. I'm not saying this is the team's going to win the SEC. But what I am saying, this team plays defense. They communicate. They share the ball. They've had some problems, second half turnovers. I like Malik Thomas, but you know what? Malik Thomas gets the ball, and you know what he's about to do. He's trying to score. How many assists did Malik Thomas have tonight? Let me share the screen with you. Let's take a look at the final seconds. Like Malik Thomas, but he acts like a freshman sometimes. And he gets the ball, and he's got one thing on his mind. He's going to score. He's going to shoot the ball. You like that, but he's also going to be looking up for his teammates, because once the other team realizes, and they'll get a scouting report, and the scouting report's going to be, he's going to shoot the ball. So everyone's going to focus on him because they know he's not going to pass the ball. So he's going to have to show that at some point to change things. Let me share the screen with you. We'll take a look at the final statistics from tonight's game. 81-69, Arkansas wins. There you go. Make sure you can see that. You can. Things that jump out. 5 guys in double digits. Acuff 17, Brazil with 15, Carter Knox 13, Malik Thomas 18, 7 of 12 from the field. He led the team in shots, so that, I mean, doesn't surprise me. Billy Richmond had 10. All 4 of his field goals dunks. Had 2 free throws. That's one thing they can work on, free throw shooting, 15 of 25. Bench points, 37. They're going to dominate that category. Love that the fact that they got 8, 9 guys that can play in the first half. Every guy that played scored. Acuff had 13 at the half, Brazil 8, Knox 8, and Thomas 7. But everyone who played in the first half scored a point. Even Isaiah Sealy hit his free throws in the first half. So all 9 guys that played in the first half. At first, I thought it was going to be an 8-man rotation. But then Sealy, he got a lot of run tonight. Let's see here. Sealy, 13 minutes. Billy Richmond, and I love the minutes. No one was playing extended minutes. It gives everybody a chance to get a little break. Malik Thomas led the team in minutes with 27. Carter Knox, 25. Acuff, 24. Brazil, 24. Of course, that'll change. The only thing, I was surprised Nick Pringle only had 11 and Malik Ewan had 20. I like Pringle. I like what I saw out of him. 4 rebounds, 11 minutes, 4 defensive rebounds, had an assist. Just that 1 turnover. Arkansas ended up with 13 turnovers. So there you go. You know, it got sloppy in the second half. 4 turnovers in the first half, 9 turnovers in the second half. Rebounding. Yeah, they got to do a little better job on rebounds. Rebounds tonight. They had 43 total rebounds. Let's see. Did they get out rebounded tonight by Cincinnati? I know early in the game, Cincinnati had that edge, but Arkansas came back and did a better job. Actually, Cincinnati had 1 more point off a turnover than Arkansas. That's how sloppy it got in the second half. Yeah, 15 offensive rebounds from Cincinnati, only 7 for Arkansas. The total rebounds was even, but the offensive rebounds, too many to give up to Cincinnati. There you go. That's another thing to work on. Arkansas was 15 of 25 from the free throw line, 60%. Got to get that up. But 8 of 20 from the three-point line, that's 40% for the game. I was impressed with the outside shooting. And when they allow that to come to them, I thought that's when they were at their best. Instead of forcing the three, they would work the ball from side to side, come back out wide open three, and you saw that with Malik Thomas. He had back-to-back threes in the second half. After I think the first possession of the half, it was a forced shot. At any point in the possession, but he forced it, and Calipari let him know about it. Like third and fourth possession in the second half, he let the ball come to him, and they set him up wide open three-pointer, knocked him down. And that's the difference. They took some good threes tonight. First half, there was a little run where it looked like they got three happy, but then they settled down after that, hit one, and then started working the ball defense, getting dunks, and a lot of easy possessions. All in all, I thought it was good. I'm excited. I think this team's going to be a lot of fun to watch this season. 89-61, your final score for your first exhibition game. Not too shabby. I think we'll all take that. And I know they'll have a lot of good tape to watch and things to learn before they take on Memphis and then open up the regular season. So fun night. And they are a fun team, and they're going to be a lot of fun to watch this season. All right, quick, easy post-game wrap-up show. Just wanted to jump on here and just give you my 2 cents before we move on to high school football. High school football games are finishing up. I'm going to be back on here in about 30 minutes or so, and we're going to talk to high school football coaches from around the state and take a look at some of the action tonight with some big games, a lot of big games in the state. All right, we'll be back here in about 30 minutes, switching gears, talking a little high school football.
All Arkansas, all sports.